just a piece of paper with his information. But it felt like a tiny victory in a war we were still losing. Ricardo called that afternoon while we were back at the motel. He asked if I had time to go over the VA Caregiver Program application, and I said yes immediately. He walked me through each section on the phone, explaining what medical records I needed from Dad's Palmer file and which forms required a doctor's signature. The application asked for detailed information about Dad's daily care needs, his disabilities, his treatment plan. I filled in boxes about medication management, appointment attendance, meal preparation, emotional support. Every question made the weight of what I'd taken on feel more real. Ricardo sent me links to the required training modules, and I started the first one that evening, watching videos about veteran mental health and caregiver burnout. The training talked about setting boundaries and asking for help, which felt strange when I was 18 and had no idea what I was doing. I submitted the completed application through the VA portal, and Ricardo confirmed he received it, then explained the approval process could take several weeks, but he'd follow up to keep things moving. The shelter counselor had referred me to Amelia Fletcher at the community mental health clinic, and I went to my first appointment 2 days later. The clinic was in a converted house with mismatched furniture in the waiting room and motivational posters on the walls. Amelia called me back, and I followed her to a small office that smelled like lavender. She was maybe 40, with glasses and a calm way of moving that made the room feel safer. She asked what brought me in, and I started explaining about my parents kicking me out and finding Dad and the stolen money, and halfway through I realized I was talking too fast, and my hands were shaking. She didn't interrupt or try to fix anything, just listened and took occasional notes. When I finished, she asked how I was sleeping and eating, and I admitted I wasn't doing great with either. She said we'd work on coping skills and processing the trauma, but for now she just wanted me to know I had a place to talk about it. The session was only 50 minutes, but leaving felt like I'd set down something heavy, at least temporarily. Agatha from the bank called to schedule a detailed interview, and I met her at the branch office the following week. She had printouts of every transaction on my old savings account going back 5 years, highlighted and annotated with sticky notes. We went through each withdrawal and transfer, with Agatha asking who initiated it, what I was told it was for, whether I gave permission. I explained that Mom always said the money was saved for college, that I never had access to the account myself, that I didn't know she could just close it whenever she wanted. Agatha asked about the joint account structure, and I told her it was set up when I was 13, that Mom said it was normal for parents to be on their kids' accounts. She made notes about everything, and explained the bank had standards for provisional credit in fraud cases. My situation was complicated because the account was technically joint, but the pattern of access and the timing of the final withdrawal, right when I discovered Dad was alive, created a strong case. She said she'd present everything to the fraud review committee and get back to me within 2 weeks. Giovanni called a few days later about arranging a DNA test. He explained that to shut down any argument from Mom